Welcome to Module 12. This module is exciting because we get to finally get to ANOVAs, which I believe are very fun in terms of, well, fun, and I guess it depends on who you're asking, but fun in a sense where you get to examine a lot of different things and kind of see the differences between all the different variables that you're looking at. So I really like ANOVAs for that purpose, and hopefully you guys will like them too. All right, so let's get to module 12 right here. So go ahead and look over your learning objectives and your reading review. In the reading review folder, you're going to see a video about ANOVAs. ANOVA stands for analysis of variance, which is right there. Really, an ANOVA test is a type of test used to determine if there is a statistically significant difference between two or more different groups that you're going to be testing for differences using different variants. All right. So really what that means is ANOVAs kind of tell you if there's any statistical differences between the means of three or more independent groups. And the reason it's doing that is it wants to know if there's a statistically significant difference in between of that. So you're looking at your p-value, and that has to be less than 0.05. But we'll get to that later. So just kind of watch this video. It's going to explain that a little bit more in depth. And there's a few different ANOVAs that we're going to examine. This chapter is specifically going to just do an introduction to ANOVAs, and then we're going to get into different ANOVAs later. What are degrees of freedom is the second video that we are examining. Really, degrees of freedom are the number of independent values that a statistical analysis can estimate. So you could kind of think of it as like a number of values that you're free, that are free to vary, and that are going to kind of have an estimate of parameters in there. Okay, so as you're, or I should say, as you're estimating the parameters in the test. Okay, so watch this video to kind of have a better understanding of degrees of freedom and how they're used with ANOVAs, and that's going to help you when you look at your assignments right here. So, oops. So for your discussion question, you're going to click on this and it will bring you to here. For your discussion, of course, this week I want you to look at and use an APA format. So go find a source, make sure that you have a reference and a citation. And what I want you to do is I want you to explain what a one-way ANOVA is and discuss and explain how the steps of hypothesis testing are used in a one-way ANOVA. And then I want you to describe the F statistic or the F ratio. So what is, or what does the F ratio help determine? And as a ratio, what is the numerator and what is the denominator? And you're going to find that in your book, and you can go ahead and write that down. And then you're going to discuss why we use 2 degrees of freedom values to find the critical F in ANOVAs, which is why I wanted you guys to watch that video about degrees of freedom. So hopefully the videos will help you kind of answer the discussion. And of course, the MindTap work will also kind of help you answer this discussion as well. Just make sure that you get at least one reference for this, and you should be good to go. Other than that, just complete your MindTap work. And I want to just remind you guys, we are kind of getting towards the end of this semester. We're already in module 12. So if you have not started on your term projects, make sure you go ahead and at least look over the instructions. Hopefully you guys have been working on them. You've been looking at different journal articles and kind of deciding which ones you want to use for your term projects. If you haven't, please make sure you start kind of, looking at that and start in at least on the first journal article that you're going to be using. If you have any questions, let me know. I am here to help. Otherwise, good luck with ANOVAs.